A civilization that lasted 3,000 years. When pyramids were already being built in Egypt, Rome did not even exist yet. And while other empires rose and fell, Egypt remained a powerful state. So the question arises, how did one civilization manage to survive for 3,000 years? To understand its secret, we need to go back 5,000 years. It all began around 3,100 BCE, when a ruler named Narmer united Upper and Lower Egypt. This marked the birth of one of the first great states in the world. From that moment began the history of a civilization that would endure. Hundreds of pharaohs, dozens of dynasties, thousands of years of history. But what made it so resilient? Secret number 1, the Nile. There is one thing without which Egypt simply would not have existed: the Nile River. The Greek historian Herodotus once said a famous phrase, "Egypt is the gift of the Nile." Every year the Nile flooded and covered the valley with water. When the water receded, it left behind fertile black silt on the land. This created perfect conditions for agriculture. Unlike many other civilizations, the Egyptians almost always had stable harvests, enough food, the ability to support a large population. And this stability became the foundation of a great state. Secret number 2, natural protection. Egypt was almost perfectly protected by nature. Look at the map. On one side, the vast Sahara Desert. On another, the Red Sea. In the north, the Mediterranean Sea. In the south, the dangerous cataracts of the Nile. For ancient armies, these were nearly impassable barriers. Because of this, Egypt remained relatively isolated for centuries. And while other civilizations collapsed in wars, Egypt could develop in relative peace. Secret number 3, the power of the pharaoh. In most states, a ruler is simply a human being. But in Egypt, everything was different. The pharaoh was considered a living god on earth. Egyptians believed that the pharaoh maintained order in the universe. This order was called Ma'at. If the pharaoh ruled well, the world remained in harmony. If not, chaos would follow. That is why people obeyed authority without question. This system allowed the organization of enormous projects, building pyramids, constructing temples, creating irrigation systems. Secret number 4, cultural stability. There is another reason that makes Egypt unique. Its culture changed very little for thousands of years. Art, religion, traditions, everything remained remarkably similar for centuries. This created a feeling that the world was eternal and unchanging. Egyptians believed their civilization existed according to divine order, and there was no need to change that order. Why Egypt eventually fell. But even the strongest civilizations are not eternal. Over time, Egypt began to weaken. There were many reasons: internal conflicts, struggles for power, economic problems. When the country became weaker, neighboring empires began to conquer it. Egypt was ruled by the Assyrians, the Persians, the Greeks. The last ruler was the famous Cleopatra. After her defeat in 30 BCE, Egypt became part of the Roman Empire. And although the state disappeared, its legacy still lives on. The pyramids of Giza have stood for 4,500 years. The temples of Luxor still impress visitors with their massive columns, and the hieroglyphs on the walls tell stories of people who lived thousands of years ago. Ancient Egypt was not just a state. It was a civilization that proved stability, geography, and strong culture can create an empire that lasts for millennia. And that is why it remains one of the most mysterious civilizations in human history.